Hi friends, welcome. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping in. Don't mind this stuff. These are like phone straps and for purses. Like, don't mind that. This stuff all has to go someplace. So don't mind any of that. This is actually what we're working with here. Okay. So let me grab a little pair of scissors. Okay, so we are going to make some name bracelets. It's interesting to me how expensive these actually are to buy, and they're so easy to make. But these are going to be, so my little grandsons, last weekend, we were going to make these for their mom. And with their name, we bought the beads, we picked out everything that they wanted, but they were so busy making teacher projects that we didn't get them finished. So I told them that I would complete them for them. They picked out what they wanted. I would complete the bracelets for them so that they can give them to mom. So we are going to be using this one. It's 0.5 millimeters, and this is stretch because we are making stretch bracelets. We want to be able to pull them apart and put them on. Now, I just want to show you something. This is the most important part. So this bracelet, this is not a stretch bracelet, but when you're making bracelets, this bracelet is over a year old. I'd have to go back to videos to tell you exactly when it was. It's got some heavy stuff on it. It's got this little Disney ear, like it's got, and you can see it is still very, very round, right? Which is very important. So last Sunday when I had the boys, I took them, we went and got ice cream, and somebody was selling their little bracelets. They were hanging up on a little stand. I'd asked the girl about them, and she said, oh yeah, they never sell. She didn't know whose they were. They never sell. And I felt bad, and I wish that I could tell whoever was doing that, because her bracelets, they're on the stand like this, right? They're hanging, and they're falling down like a nipple. Like this hangs up on my key ring, and you can say like it's absolutely fine. And this thing is, I made this a long time ago, but hers are pulling down like a nipple, and so they don't look good. The important thing, you want your bracelets to stay round. And now we're using stretchy today, so it's different, but this is the same technique you would use if you're using like these kind, right? This one I didn't make to go on my hand. This is a key ring, but you make these kind, they don't have to be stretchy. They just go over, but you want it to stay round. So the most important part is tying it off tightly. You have to get in there and be very, very tight when you're tying it off. Most important thing, that is like the most important part of making these. And then the next most important part is being able to figure out where your string starts, because this is a brand new spool. So I'm gonna cut off a piece. I need to have room to tie. So I'm gonna cut off about here. And listen, you can measure these out. I am a very tight bead person, so I just sort of do things the easiest way possible. All right, so now I'm going to just take this. I know that you can't see it because it's thin. My daughter has about the same size wrist as me. So I want beads to about here. So I want beads to about here. So I'll use this. If I put one end on the 5, I want beads to about the 11.5. Okay. So now when you're doing your beads, you don't have to worry about the center on this particular one, because whatever you put on the end is going to be in the center because you're tying it. So we're going to start with this one. Now listen, I do realize that these beads are definitely a little big for these letters. I tried to get my grandson to pick something else, but he loved them and he felt like his mommy would love them. So you know what? We are going with whatever makes him happy. I'm just gonna move all his little beads down here so that I can see. And listen, I've got old person eyes, so sometimes you just have to forgive me. M-I-C-H-A-E-L. And then we'll do this little guy here. And then we need a few more. And that should be good. All right. So I'm just going to bead it. If I actually could carry a tune, I would have sung Just Beat It right now, because that's what came into my head. But fortunately, I'm pretty good with my impulse selection, and I know that it would have made you guys cry if I sung. I picked my grandkids up from school yesterday, and they always want me to play that chicken and banana song. And I was dancing, and my grandson, the 4-year-old's like, Gog, stop. I was like, what? You don't want me to dance? He said, no, you look ridiculous. Like, okay then. I gotta do something about the lighting in here. The lighting is honestly not great. But we're just beading away. But I'm not going to do this on fast mode, which generally I try to do as much as I can on fast mode, just so that you guys don't have to watch stuff you don't want to. But I just want you to see how quick this is. I saw some of these at Buc-ee's the other day when I was there, and I feel like it was like, I don't remember what the word was, but you know, like relax, just breathe, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but they were $19.99. I was like, oh, that's crazy. So again, whatever I want in the center, I'm just putting at the very end. And my name, I'm putting on from the back. So front, back. The one thing is, you know, make sure that you're not putting your letters upside down. Oh, I told you my eyes are bad. I have made a bracelet before, got it all done, and realized I put letters upside down. You don't need these bead trays, but the nice thing with it is that, you know, you can measure out. Like, it's not, like I didn't do like a super huge measure, but you can measure out and kind of see where you want to be on things. And also it keeps your beads from going everywhere. Oh my gosh. I told you I wasn't joking about my eyes. You know, it's funny because I'm doing this beading and Michael's just popped up. Michael's message just popped up on my phone. I don't go to Michael's often. I do sometimes get beads from Michael's. Oh, I think there's something wrong with this bead. Hold on. Let me get a different one. I think that it's... So every now and then you'll think that you're just like absolutely ridiculous, and it'll turn out that the bead is, the hole's not all the way through well. But anyway, so I mostly get my beads from Hobby Lobby, sometimes from Amazon. Where's my end? Goodness, I'm making a mess. Sometimes from Amazon. I feel like Hobby Lobby's got the best prices on just going someplace to pick your beads. Michael's is good when they're on sale, but if they're not on sale, they're very expensive. Okay, so I got my beads on. I've got my two ends. I know it's hard to see because the string is so light. Now, this is the part that is so important, especially if you're not using stretch. All right, so when you tie this, you're going to go a surgeon's knot, which means you just fold it over itself twice. And then you are going to pull this thing as tight as you absolutely can. And then drop it and do it again. So pull this thing as tight as you absolutely can. And then and that's the key. If you do not pull it tight enough, especially if you're not using, it's a little bit more forgiving if you're using stretchy string, but even then you still want it to be as tight as you can get it. And then go just cross it over and tie it multiple times. And then we're just going to cut off. Now, if you're not using stretchy, you really have to make sure. And then once you cut it, if you just pull, your knot is going to go away. And there's that one. Look how cute that is. Oh, that turned out really cute, even with the beads being a little bigger. So that's cute. So that's Michael's. But with the stretchy, once you pull it and stretch it, your knot will hide inside. Now with these ones, your knot, if you take it and just twist these, shove your knot inside, then it'll be fine. All right, so here's Michael's, and then we'll wrap it. I got a little bag for them to put it in. And then, so here's Matt's. Let me put this over here first. And this is kind of nice because we'll see the difference with, like, this one has beads that are bigger for it. This one has beads that are smaller. So it'd be nice that we can see the difference. You know, if I was smart, I would have just cut that off so that I wasn't trying to go around a curve tail. And bead down, another one. Bead down, bead down. And again, make sure that you have your letters facing the right way. And again, whatever you have on your end will be in your center. So you don't have to worry about like counting out beads and, you know, making sure that you have like the right thing in the middle. You just put it on the end. So again, most important part. So we're going to go over and over again. So that's a simple surgeon's knot. It's just over itself twice. Super tight. Just pull it as tight as you can. And even with this elastic, you want to go as tight as you can. And then we're going to go again. And again. And one more time. And then we'll go in as close to the knot as possible. And again, once we stretch it out, and look, that is so cute. She will love that. She will have both of her boys. Isn't that cute? And these are easy to make. They're adorable. Again, just make sure that you're making your knots really, really tight. Okay? All right, friends, I'll see you later. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. Bye.